I feel harassed. This might be a little bit of a weird way to start a show off, but if you guys could just indulge me real quick, could I just start with like a little bit of a stomp clap, just like this, just like. Yeah. The walk to the microphone makes me scared, and I haven't gotten over it yet. Okay, you guys can stop. I just feel like anxiety works better when there's a sick-ass beat, you know? Speaking of anxiety, how about those bar specials? Good for that. They got beers with years on the label here. Years on the label. Shit weirds me out. Like, you know, just like they gotta remind you how long that beer's been that beer. How long it's been since they've changed the recipe at all. Just a little, like, right on the label, established in 1884. That shit does not make me feel better at all. Like, the fact that your beer is old as shit is of no reassuring value to me whatsoever. Like what's the pitch? Like, yes, try our time-tested premium lager. Here at our brewery, we haven't so much as touched our recipe since we were all catching cholera and forcing babies to huff lead paint in their cribs. That's right, that drink in your hand is in fact the very same intoxicant people enjoyed when it was perfectly legal to beat your wife who legally couldn't vote. That's right. Here at our brewery, we rely on the same tried and true tasting formula from the good old days. Back when, if you had 4 sons, you just name them all Thomas, because there was a more than good chance that typhoid fever or factory labor would kill at least 2 of them before they reached adolescence. And then, worst case scenario, you'd still have the one Thomas sort of left over. So it would kind of seem like you planned it, you know? Or actually, worst case scenario, you're left with 0 Thomases. In which case, it doesn't really matter what you named your children at all. Anyway, Pabst Blue Ribbon is... Shit's weird. Another marketing gimmick that I'm not a fan of at all, and this is really petty, but you guys ever see commercials for Dawn dish soap? I don't get, there's always a little duck covered in tar waddling around in bubbles. The soap is for dishes. What's the aim there? Yes, try Dawn dish soap. We rubbed it on a duck. It had a good time. They don't even tell you if the duck lived, which kind of bugs me too. There's no follow-up. There's no Spielberg pre-credits text on the screen. Quacky McBubbles went on to found the first private orphanage in New York City. No, there's none of that. There's no follow-up. No investment in the ducks. Shit makes me sick. Something you guys should know about me, you don't need to know this, but I'm going to tell you, is I've never been molested. But one time a doctor giving me a physical said, and I quote, "Time for the fun stuff." And I've only thought about that every week of my life. A friend of mine was talking about her landlord, and she used this phrase. She's talking about her landlord. She said, "If he were on fire, I wouldn't even stop to piss on him." And this is a common phrase. I didn't know some people didn't think this was a common phrase, or at least where I grew up, someone you hated, if he were on fire, I wouldn't stop to piss on him. I hate this phrase. This phrase irritates the shit. It's the framing, like the framing of the phrase makes it seem like, you know, in the absence of water, pissing on an on fire person is like the moral duty, you know, like we're just supposed to be like, oh yeah, if I see a guy on fire, like, yeah, I gotta piss on him. Like, there's no water, come on. I'm a Samaritan. Like I don't, like, that's not even a scenario. Like, no person that's ever been on fire has ever been like, oh dude, piss on me, quick. Like, it's a bad impression of someone on fire. But like, you know, like there's never been a burn victim that's been like, oh, you know, electrical fire nearly took my life, but thank God Jim was there to piss on me. Like, it's not even a thing. Like, the phrase just bugs the shit out of me. It was also a girl that said this phrase to me, which is weirder. I'm sorry, like, I don't mean to sound like anti-feminist. I know it's gonna sound, but yeah, I just think like that phrase makes even less sense if you're a girl, because mechanically there's nothing convenient about it. Like you can't just drive by piss on people. Like, it's just like if a girl uses this phrase, it's essentially like, oh yeah, I hate that guy so much. If I saw him on fire, I wouldn't even stand directly over him and sort of crouch and drop trow and just sort of like haphazardly spray piss over one precise point of his burning carcass. I wouldn't do that. That's how much I hate him. I'd be like, good, don't. That sounds dangerous and wildly impractical, please. Like, the phrase just irritates the shit out of it. Like, it's not even a good way to express the degree to which you hate someone. Like, I like my dad, but if my dad were on fire, I wouldn't piss on him. Like, I'd either find a more efficient way to extinguish him, or I just wouldn't do it. Like, I don't want to be at the morgue with the rest of my family looking at my dad's charred remains and have to be like, I don't know what you're looking at me for. I tried pissing on him. Like it's just... It just doesn't work on any level. Like, okay, like, what is even the opposite of that phrase? Well, if you took the logic of that phrase and perfectly reversed it, like, what would you say about someone you admire? Like, oh, Pope Francis. If he were on fire, I'd piss all over that dude. I'll shit on that guy. I don't give a fuck. I'm devout. Anyway, you guys are great. Thanks so much. What's up?